Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so hello YouTube, this is DX Frost here with...
Should I go first or should you?
Sir Taco...
Obviously, you should go first, considering I'm kind of killing you right now.
Yeah, okay,
service.
Okay.
I am Hirestrom. Hello, everybody.
And the other guy is Sir Taco Drew.
I just said
That's what
my
he
name
said.
correctly. It's not Sir Taco. It's Otaku Sir Drew at your finest.
At your finest.
And today we're going to be discussing Smash Bros.
Which is what me and Drew are playing right now.
Obviously, everyone's doing it, so we
We're
wanted
jumping
to
on
do
the
discussion
bandwagon.
videos. We wanted to do discussion videos quite a while. So
I was just too lazy to actually do any editing for them.
I have no recording.
And my recording's kind of died out, so I don't really have any way to record anymore. Shut up. At least I can actually make my sound good. Oh god.
At least I have subscribers.
So do I.
I don't. Anyway,
Sorry.
so on to the actual topic of hand. What character were we planning on discussing today? We were planning on discussing...
Was I supposed to answer this? Because I was just rolling along with what you guys were doing.
Yeah, she was
let's talk
supposed to
about,
answer
let's talk about
this.
some of the newcomers. Let's talk about Shulk.
But make it no spoiler available because of the fact that I
Yeah,
killed you with
because-
Fire Cannon.
That was
So,
that was-
Shulk?
Yeah, let's talk about
Alright.
Shulk. As people know
We're
Shulk.
really feeling it then.
Obviously.
God damn it.
You knew I had to make
yeah,
that.
I know. I
Actually,
know.
hold on. Before we start the discussion, this one's for our buddy Wayne.
We're really feeling it.
He's gonna be so
Shulk
mad
is a kid.
watching this.
Shulk is a character from Xenoblade. A lot of people saw coming in some form or another because of the new hits Xenoblade has been getting throughout record.
Yeah, especially since Xenoblade actually had a huge cult following in America because it didn't get released as early as it did here. So what ended up happening was there was a whole like boycott about it, and like they say that it wasn't to do with that, but it probably was. And now he's in the game, and a lot of people actually leaked the fact that he was in the game before. So you
And
know, that's
for
cool.
recognition, we also have the fact that he was announced during the time the new Xenoblade was coming out for the 3DS, which made it a big success.
A big deal.
For everything, honestly. And Shulk as a character is a phenomenal choice to pick if you want to outspeed and out-clever your opponents with strategies and maneuvers. He has Monardo, which if I pronounce it wrong, I can't pronounce it.
Alright, yeah, the Monado.
Oh, I should pronounce it right first. Anyway, he has that, which can make different tactics appear for different times and abilities. Personally, I find it useful if you have the hyper versions of them. It makes it so they are much stronger. If not, they are stronger. Towards
Wow.
a point of time where you can one-shot your opponent with combo of 3 that
Yeah.
lasts a lot less.
I'm actually playing him right now, but I have the problem in I know exactly which ones I want to use, like when it comes to playing, but the fact of I only have that was weird. The fact that I only have a certain amount of time to use them, like, kind of throws me off, because if it was like a permanent choice, it would be a little bit, probably a bit worse, to be honest, but I think it would be better in the way that I play.
Yeah, and Shulk is actually one of the swordsmen that has a diverse up special, having it be an attack and a chain attack of that.
Yep.
You know, you're not
Which
getting
reminds me, I'm
away
probably gonna die from this. Yep, there we go. That was like no challenge whatsoever. But yeah, I was playing Shulk, he wasn't. I don't play Shulk, so.
I was playing
But
Jigglypuff.
from what I played from Shulk, his counter is a little bit hard to pull off because
Having
your
a vision-
opponent has to. Your
Yeah,
opponent
having a
has to-
vision... Will you let me
Please.
speak?
Sorry, go on.
Having a vision can give you an advantage or disadvantage because it's about timing, but you can catch other people in it, but they also can attack you while you're in that. I've learned the hard way. I've actually done a vision, and somehow a bomb has been thrown at me, and I died. And being someone
that.
who constantly outsmarts people and does a forward throw, then behind backslash, which, by the way, you do that with Smash, you're gonna but as per se, what Smash has brought for Xenoblade, we have the stage of Garu Plains, and it is honestly, it looks amazing.
And should I spoil it because it's going to be in the Wii U version, so I probably shouldn't say
Go
it.
for it. No, go for it. I was actually going to say something about that.
Yeah, because in the Wii U version, it's actually going to have a boss. It's going to have Metal Face on the game, which is
his
pretty
voice
cool.
is so hysterical. We need to have Hades as a boss for one of the stages.
I don't
Yeah.
want him as a boss. I want him to be in one of the codecs.
He's going to be in one of the codecs. It's Hades.
Yeah, I mean, you don't. Yeah, true. I mean, Viridian's in ones that have to have a.
You know who I want as a boss if we do get a boss for Kid Icarus?
Don't you
You
dare
draw.
say, oh,
I was about to say Medusa. I was actually about to say Medusa.
I say we should save the Kid Icarus talk for the Kid Icarus episode. Right now we're focusing on Shulk and Xenoblade. As a Smash, Shulk has the capability of summoning Ricky and Dunban. I always call him Dunspars for some reason.
Maybe it's because you're too busy being in a Pokemon chat.
We all live in a Pokemon world,
True.
and I want to be the very best.
Like no one ever was.
Copyright's the real test.
We are really coming off topic here.
Obviously.
Matt,
But
what
as
do you
for
have to
Shulk-
say about Shulk? Because you're not saying anything.
I know. He's just going with this.
I'm really feeling it.
You're like the only, considering that you're the only person in the core right now who doesn't have the game, like...
Yeah, for what I know about him, which is really nothing, he looks like a fun character to me. I will say this though, looks like he's a gimmicky character.
He is.
Looks like
he is
he-
heavily focused for gimmicks, but the gimmicks are used to advantages in so many ways imaginable.
And I will say this, I've had my share of gimmicky characters with Brawl.
Like what?
Gimmicks can make a character or they can break one.
But actually, which character were you playing?
I know. What's
I played Trainer and I played Lucario.
Pokemon Trainer
I'm
and
like...
Lucario.
Yeah.
Let's save that for another episode.
Both of which were heavily gimmicky characters. Trainer you could switch between 3 characters, and Lucario had the gimmick of the more damage you take, the more damage you
Which
deal.
he still has, which is amazing, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. Gimmicky characters can either make it, or they can break it.
Yeah. Well, which one would you say makes it, and which one would you say breaks it?
I think gimmicks where you have both payoff and there's a payoff to it, but there's also a downside to it. And I think when it comes to that, Lucario is a shining example of a gimmick that works. Because you have a high risk of, you're going to be taking a lot of damage in order to be using him to his full potential. But at the same time, you're also going to be dishing out massive amounts of damage.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of gimmick I think works. Now as for Shulk, I haven't seen enough of his gimmicks to say for sure whether they make the character or break them.
They do actually give advantages and disadvantages depending on which one you pick. So I would say that it's probably a better choice in that regard. Because, like, if you pick speed, then you're not gonna have a lot of attack naturally, so...
Yeah, payoff and reward. That's the thing about gimmicks that so many others fail to really use.
Yeah.
And if you don't and if a gimmick doesn't have any real downside or any real payoff, it just breaks the character.
Yeah, Meta Knight.
Which is actually very easy to kill.
Yeah, you just have to make sure that he doesn't spam his B. I still can't believe that he was his own tier. Like, he had his own.
No one knew how to counter him.
It was really easy to counter, that's the problem.
Don't let him in the air. That's as simple as that.
Yeah. Which is funny because that's the exact opposite of Little Mac.
Again, we'll save the other discussions for the other
for
episodes,
the
guys.
next episode. Sorry. But when it comes to Shulk, his we've already talked about on Smash. Also, Ricky is also an assist trophy, which I think is pretty cool because he uses moves from the game. I don't actually know what they do though. I haven't had him yet.
Happy kind of, if not mistaken, actually does what Big Teamy kind of
What?
does. I would have to also
I'm
say.
doing something.
I would also have to say, there's another move
No, I'm
where
not.
he makes you slip like Tingle.
Oh,
And
yeah.
another move, he's basically Tingle with Xenoblade.
That's actually kind of cool.
There's Freeze.
Yeah. But the freeze actually makes sense because again, that was something from the game.
And that's the point they're doing. It's like they're really putting effort into the characters themselves.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it's probably because Xenoblade became so popular that that they started doing that. Like I could imagine that they probably had very little things to do with assist trophies for Xenoblade. And then they saw, oh hey, it's popular, let's just put Ricky as a character, even though we already have him. Now you see, I would like to see Ryan in this game.
Who?
He's another character from the game. Look at me, the only person who's probably played the game. Basically Brian is Shulk's best friend, but he's like the defensive version of him instead. So like he'd probably be really slow to pack a punch like Bowser.
I have beaten Xenoblade, but he's a character that I probably never really used, because my friend has an obsession over him, so I kind of like have that ignorance, so it's like, oh, my friend knows him, so I'm gonna pretend I don't know him.
Best way to play it. Best way to play it, really.
I'm just, it's the only way to play it.
Ow, rude. Okay. Oh god, I'm experiencing lag. I don't think you were experiencing that, but I was.
But you're in the UK, so...
I'm actually surprised I hit that.
Should I close my door?
But, yeah, Shulk. I don't really use him. I personally don't use him because I don't like how he plays in the basic sense of if you don't use any powers whatsoever, or any of them in other arts, I don't like that face you pulled, because that means that you picked a character that I'm not gonna like. But like
right, well,
if you don't use any of his arts, then he's kinda lackluster.
I think we should start wrapping this up. Is there any changes you think they're gonna do to any of the assist trophies involving and regarding Xenoblade? Do you think they're gonna add more to the Wii version, or do you think they're gonna add less? What do you think they're gonna do?
They're probably not gonna add more assist trophies, but they're definitely gonna add more trophies, I think. Just as a whole.
Alright, well, Sakurai had a screenshot of it, like, you know.
Yeah. So you sound cut off. No? Yes? Maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Hello. I think Drew cut off his sound. His internet, what? Oh boy, this is fun. Just had to pick this stage.
Lovely. What's the stage?
Jungle Japes. No, I'm playing Little Mac. Yeah, you turned off the sound. But, yeah, with Shulk in the game, he's pretty lackluster if you don't use any arts. He's basically there so that you use his arts. So, like, if you wanted...
And that's why we say he's a gimmicky character.
Yeah, definitely very gimmicky. And his gimmicks are high risk, high reward, so... I hear somebody's upstairs. So, I'm guessing that we're wrapping this up soon. Or, like, right now. I would probably say right now, because we keep on cutting off the topic.
Yeah, we're gonna start wrapping up in now towards development, like how the game should turn out. And any predictions, I think they're going to end up, if not making a boss gauntlet, hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers, and all the stage bosses, they're going to put as bosses. I would find it really cool. I would love fighting Metalface and listening to his little catchy phrases. Again, crossing my fingers for Hades. I really am. I would love him to be in the game as a, just, either action character is too much, but at least something to be Hades worthy. So, in the next video, I think I know what we're talking about next. We're going to be talking
Kid
about Kid
Icarus?
Icarus Uprising.
Yeah. That should be fun.
But yeah. As far as predictions from me, I think based on what I've heard about how gimmicky Shulk is, I think that they're going to balance him so that if you don't know how
He is balanced already.
no, can I finish?
Go for
Yeah,
it.
sure, go.
I think that they're going if they do an update with Shulk, they're going to balance it so that if you don't know how to use his powers, or if you don't want to use his powers, you don't necessarily have to ignore for him to be a good character.
Yeah.
Because what I'm hearing from what you're saying,
Yeah.
he's a character that you need to be able to use his gimmick well in order to really play him well.
Yeah, that is the
And I
case.
think that's something they need to address if they want to balance the game.
Yeah. Definitely, because it just to make sure that he is even relatively good in any regard, you have to use his Monado arts. Which, granted, it's his B. It's not really like it changes anything, but still, it's kind of iffy in that regard. So yeah, I'm guessing we're done now then.
Well,
Yeah.
let me get something real quick. Alright. If that's the case, I just have one thing to say about the video. And I
It's the same thing.
don't think it should be in my words. I think it should be in his words.
I'm really feeling it.
That's all we have tonight. See ya,
So
everybody.
this has been DX Frost,
Restro.
Harry Strum, and Sir Taco
I'll
Drew,
compensate
and we'll
for it.
see you in the next video.